Rockwood 2606 WS here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. And one of the cool things about Rockwood RV is they give you more cosmetic options than I think pretty much any other manufacturer out there. For instance, this is the white gray, very modern looking skin upgrade, although I might call it a Muddy Buddy edition. This is straight off the RV delivery truck from the factory, and it obviously needs a good cleaning, although the good news is we don't charge you extra to clean campers here at Haylett RV. But the point of this segment of the video is I wanted to give you a look at alternative color options here on these Rockwoods. And what I would like, ladies and gentlemen, is if you could, in a few moments you're going to see a very comprehensive full walkthrough of one that just happens to have the conventional brown skin on it, the champagne or taupe or whatever you want to call it. And I'd really like to know, what do you prefer? How would you like to see your Rockwood behind your vehicle or in your driveway? And enjoy. Only 6,140 pounds, the Rockwood 2606 WS Couples Camp and Dream Machine here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan is 10 pounds of sugar in a 5-pound sack. If what you're looking for is that direct-facing, no-neck wrecker entertainment center in a high-class, high-equipment, ultralight, kind of designed to be the last thing you're ever going to own, this should most certainly be on the short list. I like to take a second to try to show the RVs with the slides closed like this so you can see what you can get to, whether it's in storage or parked next to the garage in the driveway or if you're heading down the road. So obviously, right next to the entry door, which is right here, we could make a quick zip into the bathroom if you need those quick stops or if you want to get some towels loaded up. Now, you've got a lot of storage overhead in the slide of this one you can get to, and you can get to pretty much the bulk of any of the kitchen storage here with the slide closed, which is really handy for getting it packed up, including the refrigerator. The only thing you're really going to kind of lose out on is just access to the front bedroom up there. And now that we're all opened up, I kind of want to mention the fact that the way that this looks here in this video, or the way it's equipped, could be, might be, very different from what we have in stock here at Haylett RV. Even if it's just cosmetically, because the thing is, Rockwood gives you more cosmetic options than any other brand I've seen. They give you 2 different wood tone options. They give you several different fabric decor options. They even give you 2 different flooring options. They even offer 2 different exterior skin options. So it's kind of tricky. No matter how I put a video together, chances are the one that we have in stock could be a little bit different, probably is in some small shape or fashion. And no matter how we have one built on the lot, it's always wrong. It's always wrong for the next person looking at it. But if you can see all through that, we're going to talk about the general qualities that make this floor plan and Rockwood's standout things. Like, Rockwood is and has been the #1 selling lightweight trailer and even the #1 selling pop-up brand for the last I don't even know how many consecutive years. They're #1 in 2 categories. We have a group of people here that obviously know what they're doing. So what are they doing that not only was so popular but continues to be so popular? Well, start over here in the big super slide. We'll see it in a minute. But the sofa here directly faces the entertainment center for easy viewing. Now there are different seating capacities here, or functions and options. This is a Trifold sleeper hide-a-bed, which seems to be our most popular arrangement in conjunction with the free-floating table and that booth dinette. And I think the reason here is this is a couples camper that gives us comfortable seating, comfortable dining, and it gives us the ability to sleep a lot of guests if need be. You can sleep 2 to 3 guests on this if you have to. Now another thing here, if we look around, you'll see that not only are all the windows in the slides capable of opening for airflow, but you'll also find dual section day and night shades. So that's kind of another neat thing. That used to be kind of reserved for the Rockwood Signature series. It was only standard there, was optional in the Ultras. Looks like it's made its way to be standard in the Ultra and Signature segment, this being an Ultra. Now, a lot of brands have sacrificed overhead cabinet storage in their super slides over the years, and you can see that Rockwood is not one of those. And that is actually one of the reasons that we often tend to build these with the booth dinette setup here in the Rockwood 2606. Because these windows are really playing havoc with the camera right now. Sorry about that. Let me get away from it. There we go. But when you go to the freestanding table and chairs, you lose the storage below the bench seats. You lose the storage above the bench seats. That overhead cabinet we saw is lost with the freestanding table. However, that's one of the reasons we leave the booths in the Rockwoods, is for the extra storage. 2 is the extra sleeping, but 3 is the fact, this being a fully free-floating table, it can basically give you the same benefit of a freestanding table in that you can kind of scoot and cheat the table around. Like, I'm bigger than my wife and kids, so I like to scoot the table toward them, or as opposed to scooting my chair back. So this gives you that same ability. But we also gain the, again, extra sleeping, extra storage here. And another neat thing on this is if we take a look down in here, you can see that anything Rockwood builds is all aluminum skeleton. So it's a booth dinette, which is often viewed as a more basic feature, but they do a very high class, very high level, high function booth dinette. And that's part of the reason that we leave it in there. Now you can see that we've got that extra wide door into the bedroom, but before we get up in there, I do want to take a second to start opening everything up and looking at all of the tasty storage in the 2606 model here at Haylett RV. So not only is the wood pattern that we've chosen in this one cosmetically a little different, it actually does upgrade the cabinet doors, because it will upgrade all the cabinet doors to a raised panel hardwood maple where you don't happen to see the glass inserts like we do here. Now, all of the cabinetry is pocket screwed, meaning it is something designed to hold together longer. And that is a recurring trend that you're going to find as we go through this Rockwood, is that this is made with the idea of greater longevity, greater strength, less service, less maintenance. Again, if what you're looking for is not the least expensive RV ever, but the last one you ever want to own, that's really who Rockwood's catering to. I always say that Rockwood is like retirement grade. So they do an interesting storage arrangement on their dinette. On this side, we have a full extension plywood box drawer, whereas on the other side we have a swing open cabinet door. And the reason they do that is because big heavy stuff tends to overload a drawer, but big bulky stuff you can slide in and out of this no problem. Now you can see some daylight here if we look past the power cord protector, because they actually give you outside access to the bench storage door section as well. You will not find an outside access door under this one, but again, you can see that it is all aluminum framed. Now, when we start looking at cabinet storage space, you're going to find that there is just no shortage of it here. They really did a great job of loading this thing up. And Rockwood also has the largest in-class microwave. It's about 45% larger. It's 1.3 cubic feet as opposed to like a 0.8, 0.9 cubic foot fridge. And that doesn't, or microwave, that doesn't sound like much, guys, until you try to throw a Hungry Man dinner in there and you have to like bend it. And you don't have to do that here. Now, this is what I like to refer to as a Pantry Tainment Center, where the TV is actually functioning as a like a door to the storage behind it. Now we've got Bluetooth Furrion soundbar and IRV Bluetooth app-ready stereo. Whew, that's a mouthful, but it's all important. So you can sync your phone to this, and you can use the IRV app to use your phone as a remote control. It also has face-mounted HDMI plugs and a USB charging port, which is more for than just charging your phone. If you want to plug in like a Chromecast or a Roku stick or whatever, you can do that here. And that's one of the reasons they've even upgraded their centralized control panel over here to include a switch to activate the Wi-Fi Ranger system. Essentially, guys, this RV has a built-in router or access point signal repeater. However, it makes a little more sense to you. You can really kind of think of it as any of those things, and essentially makes it easier to hook up to mobile data sources. Now that is a tremendous amount of like potential pantry, cabinet, storage, whatever you want right there. And then remember, we've already seen the overhead kitchen cabinetry, the Pantry Tainment Center there. And we do like to often put the raised panel hardwood door fronts on these refrigerators just to really kind of complete the look in the Rockwoods. But then we get over here to the remainder of the kitchen counter section. You see you've got a big spot for a wastebasket. You've got plywood drawers down to the floor over here. And you can see that your solid surface countertop is made even larger with a removable countertop extension. It matches the same material so that when you pop that out, it looks big, huge, spacious, everything is awesome there. Because when the slide closes, you would lose countertop space. And Rockwood went, well, you're going to need that, so we're going to give you an extension. That's not extra. That's just what they do every day at Rockwood. Now, they use a larger 22-inch oven, and Lord howdy, does that look good. It's just got a good, classy look to it, doesn't it? And by recessing that tempered glass stovetop right there, and the stainless double sink with the split covers, so you can use one or the other, or both obviously, or neither, whatever, they've really given you a maximum amount of counter space here. Now, because this wall is not an exterior laminated wall, it allowed them to put a power outlet where it's very easy to access, which is something a lot of these kitchens don't do very well. And if you listen, you can hear metal. you can hear the difference between a better quality fixture and a cheaper fixture that you will often find in the, you know, if you see a version of this floor plan that's less money, it's not going to have some of the things like the solid counters, the stainless sink, the bigger oven, the higher grade fixtures. This, you get the idea. This is, again, built to a higher grade, a higher standard with the idea of longer term usage and ownership. Now, while we're looking up here, I want to take note of the ceiling. First of all, we have an excellent high intensity LED lighting package, and I like how they have the lights split on each side of the trailer. That's, I think, a really smart thing when you're trying to get good traveling access, because if they just run a line of lights down the center of the RV, the slide will tend to block most of the light. So by having some lights here and some lights there, you can still see inside this thing when it's all closed up. Plus, this is a vaulted ceiling. This has a 2.5-inch sort of mini vault to it, and it's just enough to let you feel open, airy, and breathe in here. Now, something a lot of people seem confused about is this is called a cold air dump. So basically, when you first get to your campsite, you open that up, it'll drop all the cold air here in the living room. But you don't want to leave it like that permanently, because that can actually freeze up and cause damage to your coils and whatnot, your condenser unit. You close it like that and it'll reroute the air through the central ducting system, which is actually really nice in a Rockwood because they double duct their air conditioning. You have an AC run on both sides, so you get constant cyclical airflow and cycling, which is a really nice thing. Now up here we do have that nice sliding pocket privacy door, but once again, just the uptick in superior materials, like using a little bit better grade things, not like a plastic button snap, which is okay. There's nothing wrong with a plastic button snap setup, but they're using like a nicer nylon setup there with a little sort of metallic twist locks and whatnot. Just a higher grade of fixture and feature. Now, we do have that front windshield. It does have a privacy shade inside, so you can block that sun if you want to. But, you know, very nice for evening privacy use. Now, up here, you see that you have that second vent over the bed. A lot of people add a max air vent fan there. Some people will go ahead and add a second air conditioner. With the larger 15,000 BTU air system that we tend to put on the Rockwoods here at Haylett RV, and we haven't talked about that yet, we find a lot of people, even down south, don't need a second air conditioner. Now, if you really want one, chances are we can either put one on the Rockwood that we have if it was built for 50 amp service, or we could get you one that does have it. You know, if you like everything you see in this RV for the most part, but there's a couple things you'd like to see different, as long as it's within the manufacturer's allowances, we'll get you one built to your preferences. No problem. Give us a call. We'll get a quote put together. Now, this closet right here is a very fifth wheel feature in a lightweight travel trailer. And that's what's kind of interesting about Rockwoods. Like when you see the drop frame storage outside, they have a lot of fifth wheel things in a travel trailer feel. Like we've got dedicated dresser space. We have excellent dedicated closet space over here, which is really important because you might note that you don't have side stands here, which is one of the things in conjunction with that front windshield helps make this Rockwood bedroom feel and look much, much larger. Plus, we have a really cool and unique underbed storage arrangement here. And once again, just like we saw under the dinette, anything Rockwood builds, it's going to have an aluminum skeleton about it. Helps keep this thing long-lasting and lightweight. Now what's cool is they kind of give you like a storage chest that is easy lift, and even this little chunk of bed deck is aluminum framed out. Probably overkill, but hey, why stop there, right? Now down here, you see you've got a pair of like additional dresser drawers, which is kind of handy. And then you see that heat vent in the middle. That's just one of the areas where they were able to eliminate a heat vent in the floor. Last year they had a heat vent like right there, right where you stepped on it. They said, you know what, we need to move that into a little lower traffic zone to avoid any sort of potential damages there. Now I mentioned it earlier, but we do tend to build our Rockwood Ultra series with a larger 15,000 BTU air. That really helps give you that extra kick of cooling capacity I think a lot of people are going to want and need in something this size. Now, we also talked about how the TV is at a direct facing, sort of what I call no neck wrecker setup for the entertainment center. But, again, depending on the seating arrangement that has been optioned into the Rockwood 2606 you're looking at here at Haylett RV, you might be looking at something like this Trifold hide-to-bed sleeper sofa right here. And again, that's what's really nice if you are going to have that guest sleeping arrangement. If that is one of the things that you are seeking and desiring, there's just no better way of doing it than having the Trifold sofa here. Now there is a little storage below the head section of that, which is really handy for the bedding that you would want for this specific sleeping area, so it's kind of self-contained in that regard. And again, all the windows can have day and night privacy shades, so no one's going to be peeking at you. And then again, with the booth setup here, you will gain that +1 sleeping space here. So we do have a couples RV with a comfortable, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 person sleeping capacity. Now, the bathroom door in the rear, it does slide closed in the exact same way as the master bedroom will slide closed. But once again, Rockwood, man, the one thing, it's just devil's in the details, and they are super detail-oriented. Like, they do give you a place to hang a coat right when you walk in the door, and the sliding bathroom door actually even has a nice little magnet lock, so that, you know, the door doesn't happen to just sort of jiggle bop open, which is a technical term, by the way, jiggle bop, hashtag jiggle bop. That, you know, while you're in the bathroom. That's the last thing you want, is to have that thing pop open on you. Now, you can see over here how you have a good dedicated linen cabinet built right into the bathroom area. And that's just Rockwood doing Rockwood things. They have some of the very best bathrooms on the market, and it's stuff like this, having good dedicated linen storage in the bathroom that has helped separate them. But then the little smart detail features, like this little extra shelf organizer here. So it gives you an extra little space. Maybe you need to set out bottles for medication. Maybe you want to put some toothbrushes in here. Maybe anything. I mean, the fact is, it's just extra handy little stuff that they're doing. Now, this does have a foot flush stool. We also have a nicer Max Air bathroom fan standard in any Rockwood travel trailer. And that will also include the roof vent cover. So if you do want some rainy day airflow, you can get it. They have a very nice shower over here. The skylight is positioned so that in conjunction with the little roof mini vault, you get some good headroom in here. And you see that they're also giving you just that little simple shower caddy up there, so that you have an extra place for your body washes and whatnot. And it's easy to remove, by the way, if you do want to pull that down to clean it. So it's not just going to build up soap scum or God knows what. Now you can see you've got this triple sliding glass panel door here, and that stick right there, the Aqua View shower miser. That thing is basically a quick off switch you can use on your shower to recycle any water that you're pumping through from your freshwater tank back into your freshwater tank when you're boondocking, so that you're not wasting any water. Only use that when you're boondocking. Don't use that when you're at the park, because you could flood your fresh tank. And you can see that this is a nice big easy step-in shower pan, once again with no heat vent in the floor right where you're going to step on it, and plenty of floor space in here to get dressed when you're all done. So back outside here, look at this. It's been on the lot 5 minutes. We already got people checking her out. Oh my lord, these things, the draw, the popularity, and the way people seek Rockwood RVs is virtually unparalleled out there. Well, in the lightweight world, it is. I mean, they've been, again, the #1 laminated trailer for I don't even know how many years, over 10 now. And along the way, they also sometime became the #1 pop-up folding camper dealer or brand. Actually, in Michigan, we're the #1 pop-up dealer. So there you have it. So what's getting them there? Well, we've got nicer metal slam latches, and they're duals with easy magnet holdbacks, nicer LED lighting all the way through, not just taillights but markers everywhere, and again, a very fifth wheel style bedroom closet and matching drop frame storage to go with it. This is just absolutely enormous. You can see the aluminum skeleton work going on in there, and somebody had their head screwed on straight the day that they, I don't know if they stumbled into this or what, but they're including these neat little magnet holdbacks, basically. These are the same things that are holding the baggage doors open, and somebody at Rockwood went, wait a minute, if we put a couple of those on the wall, we can leave all this storage space open so that people don't have handles kind of jiggle banging around all over the place. So inside we had jiggle bop, outside we have jiggle bang. There you go, new hashtag for you again. Now, there's different exterior decor options available on these guys. This is what I happen to be videoing today. Doesn't mean it's the only thing that we necessarily have. So always feel free to visit our website or call our team to see exactly what we have in stock and how it looks. Now, other than visible cosmetics, it will be built and function exactly the same. We've got that painted, I would say 3/4 nose cap, but with the drop frame storage, maybe it's not quite 3/4, but you get the idea. With that extended lower diamond plate down here, helping keeping this thing looking good. Now, we do have a simple side mount solar prep plug right there, and we also have not just a power tongue jack and awning, but higher grade fixtures, higher grade power tongue jack and awning that move faster, last longer. Bigger 30-pound propane tanks to spend more time between swap outs or fills, and remember, that is an automotive inset windshield, not a front window. It is a thicker, heavier grade glass, just like your automotive windshield. A lot of people said, yeah, but what if my tire flings a stone? Could it break that windshield? And the answer is exceptionally unlikely. I don't know that we've had a client actually have that happen yet. You know, you can have a windshield or a stone hit the windshield of your vehicle pretty dang hard, and it just kind of goes pling, although it about deafens you when it happens, obviously. So you might note that we have protective slide awnings added right onto this. This is one of those things we've had a lot of people start requesting these more and more. You know, they help reduce the care, the maintenance, the upkeep required. They also help manage the heat in the RV by shading the slides, because the slide roof doesn't have quite the insulative quality as the main cabin roof. So it does, you figure, you sit under the shade of an awning on the door side on a hot day, right? Why not the slide? Why not the same thing? Now what's cool is in the travel trailer market, not a lot of brands will offer that feature from the factory level. And ladies and gentlemen, if you can get something like this at the factory level, it is so unbelievably less expensive as compared to having it done at a dealer level. It's just not even funny. We absolutely could not touch the cost of adding one slide awning to this camper through our service department, whereas getting it done from the factory like this, you're getting two for like half the price of one. It's crazy. This does have an enclosed belly. The idea there being to help slipstream down the road and give you that little bit of just extra protection in case you have a quick little overnight cold snap. And again, even this little off-side baggage door right here still has the nicer magnet holdback, the nicer metal slam latches, not the plastic compression latches. They still seal and protect the hinges, and the whole door is full thickness and laminated so that you're not losing heat or spilling air conditioning right out of that thing. And again, that's an outside access port to the side of the dinette that has the door, not the drawer. If you go with the freestanding table, you will lose that door there. You'll also, remember, lose the storage over the top of the table area as well. Now we have a beautifully located centralized hookup station. Your black tank flush, your cable satellite hookup, your outside shower, all that's right there. Rockwood also includes an antifreeze inlet, which is kind of neat. So they've actually got one of those hoses, or ports has a hose connected directly to the water pump, so that you can keep your sticky tank jugs of water antifreeze outside instead of running them inside and potentially spilling them, having a mess, anything like that. Even the spare tire cover on a Rockwood is a grade above with that hard shell cover, helping keep the sun off that thing. The slip covers are not bad. They're okay, but they're not going to last as long as that hard shell cover. And we're ready for a backup camera, whether you're looking for in motion or rear view only for just parking varieties. Now, a couple really neat things to zero in on here. First of all, they put the biggest awning on this thing they possibly could, and with no slides or anything on the door side, you have absolute, like, minimal, no obstruction, so you have maximum potential patio space here. It does have full-length LED lighting at the base. It has an auto rain dump feature, or you could manually pull the arm down and twist lock it, which is also kind of handy. You've got the bigger handle to make coming and going simple, and not only are they using the nicer MORryde steps, but leave it to Rockwood, once again using the next step up using the 0G system. So obviously, this thing is self-supporting, so it's not going to fall on, you know, your shins, your head. It won't hit the dog, the grandkid. It won't hit anybody like that. It's simple, easy. It's just what I call flip it and forget it. That's all it really takes. And watch this thing. The strut will actually take over and even put itself away. Pretty darn cool stuff. Now we've got a wider 30-inch entry door here that is anti-slam, so I can fling that shut, and it barely touched right there. It still didn't slam. If you choose to, you could add a little outside TV here and have a full-on outside entertainment tailgate bonanza going on. Along with it does include an outside RVQ grill that hooks on this extended little black rail right here, next to that neat little galvanized rolled steel little side serving utility stand station table, whatever you want to call it. Now, I want to talk about not just these pretty aluminum wheels, but the fact that this rides on not just torsion axles, but torsion suspension as well. Basically, the long story short is it's not a leaf spring, it's four-wheel independent suspension. They're not chucked together. And what this allows you to do, ladies and gentlemen, is the way that that suspension works is it transfers stress from high to low. So if you're going around a corner, you know how sometimes like you almost have to lean around those curly-Q sort of highway exits? Well, the trailer is inclined to want to lean also, except it wants to lean in the way that pulls you off the road. Well, that's bad, obviously. Well, this suspension fights that, and it will transfer that stress back so that the trailer tries to ride level at all times. And basically, guys, this thing corners like it's on rails, which is really nice. I don't know why. I just rarely think about it, I guess. I don't usually show the top of an awning, so there you go. You get to see the little color fade on it. It looks pretty cool. Now, the main body awning, Rockwood used to color key along with the sidewall, but they have actually stopped doing that because they were adding extra heat to the RV, and the white roof here actually will help manage heat, which is, you know, something I think a lot of people appreciate. Now, what I want to point out here is the fact that they are almost comical in their amount and quantity of sealant that they're willing to use around every single fixture here. Whether it's this tiniest little radio antenna or the full front termination strip, they just pile it on. Because the last thing you want is a leak. You know, you don't want to make that call. We don't want to take that call. Rockwood doesn't want to have people talking bad about their product. They do everything they can from the factory level to prevent this stuff from being a mess. Now, remember that our bathroom vent fan, we'll see that in just a second, does have the Max Air vent cover, but first the Wi-Fi Ranger, and this is a upgraded version of it from the original incarnation they were using. Long story short, just greater range, you know, greater signal capacity and signal repeating. But basically, guys, the easiest way I can describe this is that it's a built-in router or access point. It's technically a little bit more than that, but that's the easiest way to describe it for anyone who's kind of half technical there. And if you're not, I don't know, ask your grandkids. But just saying, statistically, that's not an incorrect statement. The Max Air vent fan here, the cover built right on from the factory level. So you could add these aftermarket. It's not hard to do, but when it's done at the factory level, it will be less expensive, just like those slide awnings, and now it's covered under the factory warranty. See, that's the thing with this Max Air cover, and that's the thing with these slide-out awnings right here, is they're guaranteed by Rockwood. They're not being done aftermarket by somebody, and you're hoping that they'll stand behind their work. Like, I know from experience that if we messed something up on a job we did at Haylett RV, we will take care of it. That's our responsibility. But, in a sense, you have to take my word on that. And how about, instead of just being pretty sure that we are the people we say they are, if it just wasn't even a concern? That's why Rockwood does this kind of stuff, so that it's just done, it's done right, it's done at the factory level, and it's guaranteed. And that's the kind of, like, confidence building, peace of mind stuff I know that I appreciate in an RV, and I doubt you're much different. And that's, you know, why we're such a large Rockwood dealer, because those little intricacies, we're kind of in tune with that sort of stuff. So whether it's, you know, the pop-ups, the GeoPros, the Mini Lites, the Ultras, the Signatures, we do it all here at Haylett RV. Like, here's another of those Ultras. So whether it's hitching, pieces, parts, trades, finance, truck and trailer package deals, RV delivery, and everything in between, we do it all at Haylett RV, so you don't have to, with the exception of hidden dealer fees. We'll leave that to the big box stores. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone. We look forward to hearing from you soon.